How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Software Inc. Welcome back to NerdResoft. Today, we're gonna be busy. We've got a lot of things to get on top of, and we have to get this company making some money. Because it turns out that you need to make money to have a successful software development company. Who would have thought? Certainly not me. Couldn't be me. And I mean, I'll be honest, we've not been unsuccessful thus far. We've just run into a little bit of a hiccup recently. We've not been as successful recently as I would like it to be. So at this point, my plan is simple. I have fired every single member of staff, not developer, but the staff people. So the couriers, the cleaners, the security guys, the cooks, everyone's been fired, and we're going to rebuild that from the ground up. And then we're going to try and stop my employees from being so stressed, because they have been having a pretty bad time recently. And then we're maybe going to look at deals, see if we can make some money there. And then we're going to try and corner the market on a 3D editor. So let's get to it. So like I mentioned, I have fired all of my staff. So we're going to go in here, we're going to sort by type, and the first thing I'm going to do is hire a whole bunch of cleaning staff. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to go in here and select 5 of them and have them come in at 8 in the morning, which is perfect. I want to grab another 5, and I want to say that they are going to come in at 12 p.m. and they're going to leave at 4. And then these guys are going to come in at 4 p.m. and they're going to leave at 8. That way we're going to have cleaners here all day while my staff are here, and that should keep the place a little bit cleaner and help my staff be a little bit happier. And I think, although I'm not certain, it will help my staff to be healthier as well. I think they get sick more often if the studio is filthy. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to hire some maintenance. And I'm going to have these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, come in at about 4 p.m. so that they can go around and they can do all their maintenance as everyone's getting ready to leave. I'm going to do the same with IT support. So 1, 2, 3, I'm going to say 3 of them, because they're a little bit more expensive. They're 2,500 versus 1,500. In fact, let's get 2 more of them. They're actually going to come in at 6 p.m. when everyone is off of their PCs. So 6 p.m. for those guys, not leaving until 10, and that's fine. Receptionists are going to be a little bit different. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hire, let's say 2 receptionists to start with, and we'll hire maybe, let's see, they'll leave at 12, so let's say 12 p.m. and apply. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I want to keep that at 6 p.m. for the IT guys, and then go to receptionists, and you know what, we'll hire 2 more of them. We'll go ahead and select them. We're going to say 12 p.m. on those guys, and the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to select these 2 and say South Reception. I'm going to select these 2 and say North Reception. So we're going to have 1 receptionist per reception area, pretty much most of the day. There won't be some in the evening necessarily, but that's fine by me. Now we need cooks, couriers, and security. So let's just get this done and out of the way. So we're going to have 2 cooks come in at 8 in the morning and 2 more come in at 1 p.m., leaving at 5 p.m. So we're going to have food through most of the day. We're going to have 2 couriers come in at 8 in the morning and then 2 more come in at 6 p.m. So we're going to have 2 collections every single day. And then there are security guards set up to be in each of the reception areas pretty much all day, except from 6 a.m. until 8 a.m. when there will be absolutely no one in the building. Now, something I've done between episodes is I've gone into each of the tasks on the right side of the screen and I have consolidated things a little bit. I've gone ahead and said that only the 2D team and the systems team are going to be working on Vector 4. And then for the updates to Vector 3, we have the audio and networking teams doing that. And the reason we're doing that is simply because, well, to be quite blunt, the audio and networking teams aren't doing anything right now. But that's not really what I want those guys doing. I kind of want those guys to be working on things. So what I'm considering is that we go into this space where we have room for a hardware team, and essentially we rename the hardware team to the post-launch content team. So they would handle porting and they would handle updates. And I think that would be a better idea than trying to get hardware going right now. Now, it is going to mean we have to hire another 18 people, but it does also mean that we're not necessarily, well, we might need some artists, but we're not going to need to go crazy on artists because these guys are going to be doing porting and they're going to be doing updates. And to be completely honest, I think most updates, they tend to be system, they tend to be programming rather than new art assets. Now, expansions are a whole other thing. Game expansions do need art assets, but I think software updates are generally going to be a programming thing. And I guess we can look at this. We can use Amplitude as an example. So if I say I want to update Amplitude, it is looking like it is just going to be, let's have a look. Let's go in and update all of this. Recommended artists 1, recommended programmer 2. And if we use a 2D editor, we can say this one, for example. So yes, it is requesting artists, but relatively minimal. So I guess what we do is we rename the hardware team and get some people in here. So let's have a little look and see if Beverly Pope is actually capable of running this team. In terms of leadership, you actually can't do HR. And Beverly is a founder, if I remember right. So that's a little frustrating, but I guess that's all right. I guess what we'll do is we'll change your role. You are no longer going to be a leader. You are going to have your own office, which is a bit of a pain, but whatever. Let's go ahead and, where is Beverly? Beverly is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign this furniture to Beverly. And then the complaint here is an employee has been assigned to furniture they can't get to. So this is no longer going to be a leader's room. It's going to be an anyone room, which means Beverly should now be able to get to this, if I'm not mistaken. The 90s computer is assigned to an employee, which is not allowed in the same room. How have I managed this? Beverly, you are on the hardware team. I'm not sure why you're not allowed at this computer. Okay, it turns out unassigning the room seems to have fixed it, so Beverly can use that office, I suppose. And then what we're going to need to do is go up here and say that one of these offices will have to be for the actual hardware team leader. So let's say, wait, who are you? Hold on a minute. Aren't you one of my other founders? Yeah, systems team. All right, well, fair enough, Rosie. Wait, who are you? Hold on a minute. Who are you? This is Ricky Hutt. Why is some rando from the systems team up here? This is owned by Rosie. This is used. Ricky, I don't know who you are, fella, but I need you to not be in here. So hardware team, yes. And usage is leaders. So you can get out of there. And we need to find a leader for the hardware team. So let's take a risk and go for high salaries on all of this. So we're going to say high salary leader with a programming sort of secondary thing. We'll go ahead and begin looking. We'll sort for the hardware team. We're looking for compatibility first off. Now you can do HR, which is fantastic. So Marlon Moody, we're going to hire you right off the bat. We're going to go and have a look and manage the teams. So hardware, let's go to employees. Marlon is going to be the leader. And then if we go to HR management on this team, well, I should probably rename it first. And I guess this is just going to be the post-launch team. It's updates and porting is what it's going to be. So the post-launch team has 2 people. In terms of HR, the way I kind of want to do this is 7, 14 plus 4 artists. Maybe we do it that way. So 7 of you, and 4 of you. And I suppose that's fine. And we're kind of just going to let anybody go anywhere. And then in terms of specializations, we don't really want any of this. We don't want any of this. I don't think we're not going to need hardware, but we probably want a good spread of everything else. So we'll sort of do it that way. And I'm going to go high salary on this as well so that we can hopefully get a really good team doing this stuff. We'll go $500,000 on the budget, handle wages, handle complaints. Roles are going to be, I guess, best or don't change or whatever. I don't really know. We'll figure that out. We'll just say best roles, I guess, or maybe hired. We'll do hired for. I don't know. I don't know what's going to be the better one on that, but that's kind of the setup I want to go for. So that's going to be the post-launch team. And then what we can do is go and look at their offices, which are set up for anybody, which is great. So having a look here, we're up to 13 people in this team already. We're now at 19 people in this team. And what we're going to do is go in and we're going to take these guys out of there and give the update to the post-launch team. We're going to take these guys out of here and post-launch team. And these guys are going to be working pretty hard. But I think once we get them done with all of these different tasks, we'll just start giving them one at a time. And we'll hope that them, you know, getting a higher salary is going to mean more skill and is therefore going to mean that things get done a little bit better. Now, we also have to face the fact that because of what I've just done, we have legal doesn't exist, but we have 3D audio and network doing nothing. So let's try and fix that. Let's start looking at, first off, making a sequel to Amplitude. It didn't make money, but hopefully Amplitude 2 will. We can start working on antivirus, which can be networking, and we can start working on a 3D editor, which can be the 3D team. So let's start with Amplitude and let's make a sequel here. Amplitude 2 is fine. In terms of frameworks, I'm honestly not above using an existing one. I'm kind of okay with that. We have 1990 here for this thing. It is 7.1% in royalties. That's whatever. This thing is, I mean, we can throw a good bit of stuff in here. We can throw all of this in here, and it's going to be relatively basic, but it's already going to have more than the previous one did. So that's not bad. We could throw audio codecs in there, but honestly, I'm just going to keep it really simple, and we will lower the price down to like $75. It's not going to be subscription-based, which is something we are going to do, by the way. I've seen a bunch of comments from people asking if we are going to do sub-based stuff. Eventually, I'd definitely like to do a game that is subscription-based. But I think we'll keep this simple. We'll go to the next page. The 2D editor in question here can be PowerPoint Studio. It's only mediocre, though, which I don't love. I don't love that it's only mediocre. I'm also wondering if I go and look at the update for Vector, it's done, I think. It's not the bugs aren't done, but everything else is done. So if we now go and look at this, the tech level in Vector is now 1986, which is pretty good. Now that's going to pull the tech level on my interface down a little bit, but that's fine. That's a little bit of money we can save there. And then in terms of releases and operating systems to put this on, we have a pretty broad selection. We have about 1 million potential consumers. It's going to take about a year to do this. The operating systems might take a while to get ready, but we'll see what happens. We can auto balance this, and we'll give this to the audio team. That's what they're here for. So let's go ahead and do that. And in terms of the lead designer on this, I'm actually quite terrible at audio tools. So we could, by the looks of it, throw it to Jackson Wills or throw it to Eugenia Curtis. And I'm kind of thinking Jackson is going to head this up a little bit. So estimated creativity is 36 to 77. If I give it to me, it's estimated 47. So I'd rather give it to someone that's going to make it a little bit better. So we'll go with that. License costs are $0. That is, yeah, I'm kind of okay with this. We are going to have to pay, oh wow, 11,000, I guess, per employee. Oh yeah, okay, it's expensive to develop this thing, but that'll do. That's going to be the audio team working in Amplitude 2. So that gives them something to do. Next up is going to be, I guess, some antivirus software, which is going to be my networking team. We'll use an existing framework for this as well, which is Nerd. Why am I Why am I doing it that way? I'm an idiot. We have one. We just made Bug Blocker 90 and it's remarkably successful. So let's start working on a sequel. Let's use an existing framework, which is actually the most recent with 100% coverage. And let's make this thing better. In fact, looking at it, I could probably make exactly the same thing and get, I could get all the interest again. Let's go with just Bug Blocker. I don't know. We could probably get 92 on this. We'll do Bug Blocker 92. We'll make it $50. And in terms of features, I mean, networking. I think that's going to be our big selling point is networking. So let's throw port blocking in there, IP filtering, and anti-spam. It's a lot of wasted interest, but it's going to give us something that isn't really, doesn't exist anywhere else. Source control is source control, and 2D editor is vector 3, which we can get away with, and operating systems is going to be this one. So there's only one operating system that supports this right now, with 12,000 consumers. So hopefully int will be successful. Bit of auto balancing. We got 50% wasted interest. That's fine. This is going to be less than a year. Give it to the network team. And we'll probably have to put 2D. Yeah, we are going to have to put systems on here. We are going to have to put 2D on here. That is fine. Let's, well, yeah, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. So we're going to need systems, unfortunately. And we're going to need systems here. Wait, is that not a, well, yeah, we're going to need systems on both of those, essentially. We're probably going to want the 2D team as well. So we'll get the 3 teams working on that, and that'll be okay. It's a bit more work for them, but that's all right. We'll get that developed, and that's now all of that going. So Bug Blocker 92 is on the way. Amplitude 2 is on the way. Vector 4 is on the way. Some updates are on the way, and some porting's on the way. Let's see what happens. Funk Studio canceled their digital distribution deal. That's not good. We actually kind of need to stay on top of that. We've dropped down to 41% of the market. Let's bring my cut down to 4%. I did bring it up a little bit, but I want to bring it down just a little bit. And let's see if we can't maybe get the reputation back, because I did fail 2 contracts between this episode and the last. So if we go to deals and we sort by description, let's grab some easy things. Let's grab, say, I don't know, a print job by December. We could probably do that. Let's accept that print job. And we can, yeah, we can totally do that. That'll be completely fine. That'll hopefully get people back on my side. In terms of other contracts, there's not too much interesting in there. And in terms of other deals, well, what do they want? What do they want? What do they want? Level 2 system. What's the highest offer I'm getting here? Marketing. 100,000 per month with a $59,000 budget per month. You know what? I'll give it a shot. I will actually give this a shot and see if my marketing team can handle this. Might be a terrible idea, but I'm willing to try it. So let's expand all of these. Widespread marketing on both of those things. Let's bring marketing down a little bit on these to, like, I don't know, 5 and 5. And we'll see how marketing goes for Oh Boy Base 4. It's an interesting name, but it's hopefully going to be a bit of money. And to be honest, an extra 100,000 or so a month wouldn't be terrible. It would actually be kind of appreciated. Oh wow, these guys want me to help develop Int 2. Was Int successful? Let's have a look at releases here. Int, 29,000 active users. Doesn't really seem like it was all that successful, but fair enough. Let's look at the development on Bug Blocker and good old Amplitude 2, which is actually going really well. Bug Blocker 92 is just flying along. Amplitude's not too far behind either, which is great news. Looking into things like these updates, let's try and prioritize some things here. Let's go ahead and say updating Bug Blocker is done for now, because we have updated it. We just didn't fix all the bugs. Let's update Horse Simulator, and let's bring these ports down a little bit so that once the Horse Sim update is done, we'll go ahead and sort of focus on the the porting jobs. Oh, wow, we just made money. We got 147 from deals. We got 1.1 million from sales. That looks like because Bug Blocker might have just had a bit of a boost to it, I guess. Yeah, not bad. 615,000. Does it need ported to anything? That's going to be the question. It certainly could be ported to a couple of systems here, but I'm going to hold off because my post-launch team is doing a lot of stuff right now. And I'm also realizing I never went ahead and did anything with the 3D team. So let's look into that as well. We haven't yet made a 3D editor. And the name on this, I'm thinking, is just going to be Vertex because it sounds cool. And we'll make we're going to have to make a new framework. So we'll go with the Vertex engine, which is fair enough. And in terms of, well, let's first off actually give this to my 3D team so that we have everyone available working on this. So 3D team right there. So now we can do it. The lead designer on this can be Courtney Sanders, which is a bit risky because creativity is going to be from 9 to 68%, but that's okay. And I guess in terms of what we want to put into this, well, operating system is going to be int. Again, a big risk. We're kind of putting a lot of money into someone else's operating system, but we'll figure it out. And in terms of features, let's bit mining. Mine Bitcoin using your user's GPU to make an extra 10 cents per active user at the risk of getting caught. Aha. Okay. Let's do some basic, I don't know, mesh subdivision. Let's do GPU rendering. Let's do motion cap. In fact, what if I just did motion capture and we throw in sculpting or inverse kinematics? That seems about fair enough. That's very, very basic, and it's about a year to do this. If we throw in some other stuff, can I get, well, you know what? We're just going to do that. We're just going to go with this, and we'll start building on it. It's $101. Let's make it 85, so it's a bit cheaper. We're going to put it on one operating system. We're going to auto balance this for 92% interest, which is good enough for me, and we're going to develop it. And the reason I'm doing this so quickly is because I want to make sure that we're not going to get caught out by anything else. And looking at it, there's another antivirus due soon. We're going to have to pick a good release time for Bug Blocker 92. But looking at it, there is no other 3D editor coming out until, wow, there's still none there. December 93. So if we can get a 3D editor, hell, we could probably get the sequel to Vertex out by then. So we're going to be the only company with a 3D editor. Int is going to be the only operating system that supports a 3D editor. That seems like a pretty big deal. Also, this Horse Simulator 2 update, I'm going to say it's done. Yes, there are bugs that still need fixed on it, but at least now my post-launch team should only be working on 2 things, which they absolutely are. Support and marketing are kind of busy, but I've definitely noticed fewer complaints with regards to employees complaining, so that's good. We also got these 2 companies on digital distro, so we are at 39%. I would definitely like to get back up there in terms of market share on digital distribution, but I feel like we're doing okay. I feel like we're actually doing pretty good here. So let's see what kind of money we're going to turn as we go into October. We got another profit, which is lovely. Bug Blocker just made 681,000, and having a look at it, 228,000 from deals is not bad at all. I'll take it. I'm actually quite happy about that. And Vector 4 is looking like it's getting towards release. So, oh, I've just realized that deal for marketing just ended. Do we want to market this? 56,000 per month. That's not as much as I'd like. 18,000 per month. We could probably afford it though. Most likely. Manufacturing for Oh Boy Base 5. Wow. I'm thinking I'm going to take both of these. I think my marketing team, well, I don't know if we could. I'm actually not going to do that because Vector 4 is about to need marketed. So let's set a release date on this. It's very nearly done. It's not going to have a super long beta. So it's a 2D editor. When are the other 2D editors releasing next year? So we've got none in 1991. So 1991 is going to be entirely for Vector 4. So let's set a release date. 1991. It's currently October, so we have this month, November, December. Let's say March. Let's say March. No, let's say March. No, let's say April. We'll go April 1991 for the release date on that. We'll go in and we'll start putting together a press release. We're not going to do a press build just yet, though. So we're going to hold off ever so slightly on that. We're also going to set that as a priority because we do want to get that done as soon as we possibly can. And let's see. An employee is hungry and can't find food. We have 7 employees that are sick. And 2 companies signed my digital deal. That's fine. Wow, Bug Blocker 90 is continuing to make more money. That's actually kind of nuts. What is it doing? 767,000 last month, 6.7 million in total. Let me look at details here because I want to see how many potential consumers we're going to have on this. So consumer reach is 1 million. And currently we have sold how many units? So we have sold 196,000. So we've sold to a fifth of potential consumers. So there's a lot more people that we could sell Bug Blocker 92. And that's actually good. Also, Vector 4 is now ready to go into beta. And I'm noticing that there's no one interested in Vector 4, which I guess is probably because we haven't done anything to market it right now, which is fair enough. I'm sure we'll manage. We'll get around to it. We got a couple of months to do it. I might actually want to put out that press build a little bit sooner than later because the press release is going to take a bit of time. Okay, so I put out the half-finished press release for Vector 4 and I put out a press build and people are going nuts. That's good, but let's get the marketing team working on maintaining the hype on this thing so that it doesn't fall off. And I think that should be top priority for marketing. So I'm going to go ahead and say that these guys are going to be priority 5, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and put out another press release. We'll go and say it's going to be this. Even if it never gets finished, that's okay. We'll make it a priority. And I'm going to hold off on another press build for the time being, just so we can see what sort of state this goes into with the hype that the marketing team is doing, because they are very busy right now, but I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm also excited for the simple fact that, ooh, we failed a fire inspection. Yeah, whatever. We'll not worry too much about that. I'm also excited for the simple fact that we are we still making money? No, we're not making money anymore. That's fine. How much are we losing? That's my big question here. We're actually losing a fair bit. Where did we start losing money though? That's what I'm curious about. So sales, marketing has gone up, which is fair enough. Distribution has gone down, I think. Royalties are less. Bills kind of went up a little bit. It's whatever. We'll not worry too much about it. I'm expecting Vector 4 to do very, very well for us. I'm actually pretty keen to see how that ends up doing. And then looking down here, I mean, these things, I'm just going to let these get into their 4th iteration. I'm going to let them get to a point. In fact, you know what? Looking at that, we should put the system team on this. Let's go ahead and get the 3D and systems teams working together on Vertex. And then if I'm not mistaken, the systems team is doing nothing else right now. And neither is the 2D team. So we could probably get them working on something shortly as well. But I'm not super stressed. Vertex, there we go. Now I've put the systems team on it. It is moving a little bit quicker, which is absolutely beautiful to see. Bug Blocker could probably use some system and some 2D as well. So they're already working on it, so that's fine. Amplitude is actually just the audio team, and it could probably use audio, or sorry, 2D and systems as well. So we'll get those guys all working together to design all of this software and get it into a good place. And then next month is when this goes out. So let's put out a press build. Let's release this press release half finished. And let's see what the number of followers happens to look like next month in the release month for Vector 4, which, if I've done my job right, should have a good number of copies in stock. Yeah, 100,000 copies in stock right now. I'm hoping for some good things. The followers are going up again, which is great news. So let's end the hype. Let's go ahead and minimize all of this. And let's immediately, April 91, let's release Vector 4. What do they think of it? That's going to be the real question. Should probably buy Picture Stop 4. All right, well, I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's give them a budget of 30,000. We're not going to order any copies. We'll move this to the top and priority 10, please, on the Vector 4 marketing, which is hopefully going to get finished today. I might need to expand my marketing team a little bit. And then looking at Vector 4, it's outstanding with prominent marketing, $70. Do we want to port this? Is there anything worth porting it to? Is going to be the question. Absolutely. We want to get another bunch of potential consumers in there, so we'll go ahead and set that as a top priority over the horse sim port. And support is going to be priority 10. Let's go down this list a little bit. Yeah, let's say Amplitude I'm going to cancel support. Vector 3 we're going to cancel support. Bug Blocker 90 is fine. All right. Let's see what happens. Let's hope for some good things on this, because this is what we need to hopefully bounce back a little bit here. Marketing is prominent. It is outstanding. It is, I don't know how many potential consumers it has, but minus $21,615 right now. Is it going to turn into a profit? I'm really hoping so. It is going to turn 3 million. Okay. Wow. Right out the gate with $3 million in sales. Wow. We probably want to update this immediately. Let's get system. Let's get 2D. Let's hit that with, is it the post-launch team? Post-launch team's doing it. Let's get that to be a priority as well. Good Lord. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting $3 million from Vector 4, but wow. Okay. I'm happy about that. I'm actually really happy about that. So hopefully that's going to go up, right? That's what I'd be expecting. I'd be expecting a bit more money from that. And then what else have we got? We got old, Amplitude, Bug Blocker, Vertex. We've got years to get Vertex out the door. It'll still be the first 3D editor as long as no giant company comes along to try and make one. And we just, yep, another 2.5 million. Casual. Another casual 2.5 million right there. I love it. Oh man. This is what I love about this game, is you get these moments, right? You're running out of money, you're losing money, and then you release something and it's like, boom, there you go. You're making money again. You're fine. You were stressing about nothing. Okay, the Vector update is done. The bugs haven't all been fixed, but I am going to push the update out just to fix the bugs that are there and get the tech level up a little bit. And then we can immediately go in and we can say that we want to hit this with another update to bring that system up to date a little bit. Put it on some source control, give it to the post-launch team, let them fix the bugs, and that's just going to be version 4.2 on Vector 4. Bug Blocker 92, very close to being done. Amplitude 2, very close to being done, both in their design stages. Vector 4 already ported to one of the 4 systems that we want to get it on. So 2.5 million might go up a little bit tonight, now that we actually managed to get that update out there. I'm curious to see if it does. 3.7. 3.7 million, and the distro server is now being overwhelmed. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, we might have too many people wanting to to use our servers. Is that something I can deal with in any sensible way? It actually is. We can put tower servers in here with, oh yeah, these things are 4 times as powerful as anything else. The question is, can I just replace this with a tower server? Is it going to let me? Oh, it does. Ooh. Oh, would you look at that? Okay. So select all of those and replace them with tower servers. And it's very expensive, but now the source control server is quite powerful. And now if I go in here and select all of those, and I go in here and I select all of those, and I say I want to replace all of them with tower servers, that's not too bad. So if we go back into live mode, the server is now, it's good enough. It's good enough to deal with it. In fact, I wonder, do we have any hosting deals that are being pitched our way? We absolutely do not. Okay. If we ever get hosting deals, I might be tempted to throw them down in the basement, not the basement, but these floors down here. We certainly have the space for it, which is fantastic. And also, Vector 4's tech is ready to go. We got these bugs going through pretty quickly as well. Not bad. Is Vertex about to be ready for... Oh, it's going into another iteration. Never mind. Vertex is getting there, at the very least. I'm so pleased that that we've got to this point in the game. I was really worried we weren't gonna get here. But yeah, 3.7 million, 3.3 million. I'll take it. Good Lord. I'm slightly surprised. I'm genuinely slightly surprised at how well Vector 4 went. Not bad at all. Let's hopefully get all these bugs sorted. And 36, come on, 37 and 38. 38. Can we get 38, please? Are they really not? Oh my God, finish it. There's one bug left. That's whatever. Bug blocker is ready to develop. So let's get that going. I don't know how creative the whole thing's necessarily going to be, but it'll be fine. It's at least ready to go. Oh man, I'm genuinely taken back by how successful Vector 4 was. Okay, let's accept all of this, and I'm not going to mark it Bug Blocker 92. I am going to rename it to Bug Blocker 93 though, because it's going to release in 92. So we're a little bit further behind on that than I'd like. I would almost be tempted to say that Vertex is... I would almost be tempted to say that we push it into development now. Because we have to remember that 92 still doesn't have any 3D editors, but 93 now has one in May. So we kind of need to aim for December of 92. So we're actually going to have to go ahead and market that as releasing in December of 92. And it's going to have to be amazing, otherwise the other one coming out in May is going to undercut it. But that's kind of what we're going to have to do there. And then for Bug Blocker 93, it also needs to release in 92. Well, have we got anything down here? Antivirus, antivirus. Let's aim for December of 92. Let's hit Bug Blocker with December of 92. So it's risky. It's coming after 2 other antivirus softwares, but we'll do it. And I think what we'll do is Vertex is going to have to hit the development stages. And then we'll start marketing those both around, say, June or July. We'll start printing them around June or July. They might not be amazing, but honestly, we're going to have to deal with the fact that they might not be amazing. There is a chance. Bug Blocker, actually, it's looking like development on both of them is completely fine. So yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be okay. Anyway, that's going to do us for today. Thank you for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.